Hi, just playing with this exciting new ceramic tile paper. I've banged this around a bit, but it's shinier than tile. The reflection of everything. It's actually a nicer surface to work with. Tiles have always been my absolute favourite substrate, but this is just a whole new ball game. It is super duper shiny. You can do anything with it and just take it back off. What you can do with markers is just incredible, but it'll take me a long time to show you. Number one, I can't do this video thing. And number two, there's just so much you can do with this stuff. It's freaking awesome. It's the most exciting thing that I found since tiles and the alcohol ink. Now I'm just going to do a dud background and mess it up so that you can see how easily I can take it off and do whatever I want again as many times as I want. It's absolutely incredible, awesome. I can't praise it enough. As promised, I've done a pretty botched up sort of background, but just look at the reflection of the light, even through those inks. This is everything I love about a tile and more. I didn't think you could get more silky, but you actually can. Now, I think I'll keep those pointy looking whatevers there in the background for now. Maybe change it into something else so that I can show you how easy it is to pull ink back off and play around, and also how incredibly interesting the markers are on this substrate. I thought they were pretty awesome on tiles, but the way they just give rise to light with the markers and let the markers move and blend themselves. This is a whole new ball game, and it is so exciting. So I'm going to start taking some of that aqua colour out, decide what I'll do with that, the spiky things, whether I will go fully fantasy or whether it will evolve into something else, which is how my work usually goes anyway. So I'll start by taking a bit of that aqua out. Let's just see how it looks. I wouldn't really love to. I was going to say I'd love to know how you ladies do your camera work as you work, but it actually doesn't interest me. I want to show you this substrate, and after that I'll probably never make another video again. It's just not on my wish list. Now, as you can see, just got some alcohol on the kitchen towel. Oh my goodness. Can you see the way it's just pulling that ink straight back off? I might leave a little bit of that aqua in there. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. See how I go. I just roll with whatever happens at the time, and I just tried to show you how easy it was to take that aqua back out and put a little bit of colour in with the markers, just until I decide what I'm going to do with this. It doesn't look very waterfally yet. And I got to a certain stage and thought, okay, I'll have a look at the video and see how we've gone with this. You can see that I've dragged out a lot of the aqua, put in some more grey tones to and to sort of keep some balance with the sky up there. When I played it back, it was in slow motion. And I thought to myself, yes, I've overdosed on this alcohol again. I've even gone into slow motion. They definitely do affect your blood alcohol level. And then I realised I had the camera on slow-mo. I didn't even know it had slow-mo. So do you mind if I blame that on the alcohol in the alcohol inks? It's affecting my judgment. But anyway, now that I've got this out of here and I've reaffirmed that I'm technically challenged, I'm going to put a couple of grey fallen logs or something across what will be the waterway, so that you can see how easy the markers go on. And it that shall be very interesting, because balancing my camera where I was balancing it, clearly I have no control on what it's set to do. So let's go for a fallen tree, just sort of marking out where it might be. I'm just going to switch in. Dear oh dear. Hello, can you hear me? I bet you can't. Oh, look, it's still recording. Oh dear. I'd call myself Mrs. Bean, except I'm actually not funny, I'm just stupid. However, I'm sure Mr. Bean's wife would have tendencies very similar to mine. Frustrate the average person. Just laying that marker down. Oh my goodness. I can do what I like with it as far as tree. Oh, look, I'll even do some little knots. Just to show you how you can come in and re-interfere with the inks as you wish. And the paper is just accepting it like it was a magic tool, and I think it is. I think they should have called it magic paper, not ceramic tile paper. A bit boring, isn't it? Ceramic tile paper. But anyway, the actual thing isn't boring, it's absolutely fantastic. Now, clearly I'm not going to be doing good artwork at this sort of pace. The ultimate goal here is just to show you what this paper will tolerate and how much these markers and this ink love this paper. And apparently they use it for spray paint art too, because they can lay down and lift. I don't know, there's a whole story with it. I did start to watch some videos of the spray paint art with it, and I can see the potential of doing a few mixed media things, actually adding some spray paint to the alcohol ink paintings. There's some tremendous stuff going on in that field. But can you see, look, just mucking around, it's just laying ink, and if I want to control it a bit more, I just push it around a bit more. I might actually do a bit of a root system, trying to hang on to the, dear oh dear, sorry, I just pushed you onto some other program. Yes, I'm just going to do some roots, grabbing onto the side of what's supposed to be a hill here, so that this little old broken log isn't just dangling on nothing. Now, if it was a piece of work for myself, I'd be thinking about this and taking time laying it down, but I'm going to bore you senseless if I do that. So, excuse me for the roughness of all of this. There, I have this fallen tree going across my waterway. I could give it a lot more head up there, but for the sake of demonstrating the substrate, I won't go too far into it, although you know what it's like. You start with one little root and you want more, just to fill it out and make it look more tree-like. I get carried away. Yeah, you get the idea. It's the head of the tree, the root system in an awkward position, but you know, if you fell down and you weighed 30 tonne, you'd be in an awkward position too. I might do a couple of little stick things. And another one. Where will I do another one? Top or bottom? Alright. I might do a little weedy one here. Just watch that ink lay down and then blend it into the tree. Look, with a bit of practice, I can see these making some really nice art. Look, here I am falling in love with markers over again. It's not about the markers, it's about this substrate. But honestly, the way they are laying down, it's just like I'm painting with liquid silk on glass. That's actually quite a good analogy. Liquid silk on glass, that's how it feels. So now that's sort of, let me see, it's standing up a little. Yeah, I think it sort of works with my fantasy other planet. Did anybody remember the name of that other planet? Ergon something or other? Anyway, this is rather interesting. I think I might put some little melon-coloured shrooms in and some mist. We'll see how that goes. And the waterway is very rough, but it's almost carrying itself because of how smoothly the substrate lets it lay down. Okay, I'm going to turn you off now and I'll turn you back on in a sec. I've just started to put in some tiny little coral coloured mushrooms down the side here, and I just wanted you to see how easy it is to push the inks that are already laid down away, like right through that tree there, and then just let the marker sit a bit, and it just feeds onto this paper. Now I'll do another one here. So I'm not even bothering to come in and remove the ink with a blender marker or, you know, a cotton swab and alcohol, anything like that, because the surface is so smooth that you can just come in with another colour and push the original colour away. I'll wipe it on a bit of towel and back in. I mean, I'll put stems and everything on these in a second. I just wanted to, I don't know, give it a little bit of a fantasy, fairy, otherworldly look. And because I'm getting to the bottom, I should be increasing those sizes a lot more. I'll just go back in and redefine this little munchkin. I'm going to leave some little lumps and stuff because they're such an imperfect little organism. Never seen a perfect mushroom or toadstool. I think I'll do quite a big one here. See, I'm just pushing that underneath ink off and actually blending it a bit. Gives it a more natural colour because not very many funguses are orange, or the tree ones are orange. Actually, I could do some of that on the tree. A tree by water like that would be the perfect place. Might come back in and do some of that. But that's my squishy little mushy. And do a decent sized one down here somewhere. Again, I know this is slapdash, but it's just a demonstration on how with this substrate you can just push things around. I'm just going to take the other lid off to lay down a little bit more of that pinky colour at the same time as taking a bit more of the underneath off. And look at that. Just absolutely no staining or no gripping to the surface at all. Takes a lot of steps out of the process. And one more little mushy. No, I'm not going to shade it or carry on, although look, I'm not going to shade it, I say, but by going in a little bit harder, this substrate's pretty much shading itself. Okay, they're not anatomically correct, but or biologically correct, but man, it's just touching the surface, pushing it around. Now on Yupo or Yupo, depending on where you are in the world, I particularly like it as a substrate, not as much as tile. But this is just, you just can't compare the two. You can't do this on Yupo. I've gone overboard with the little mushies on that side, but I'm not going to spend too much time on this side because you must be getting pretty bored by now. However, this just gives you an idea of what you can do with very little effort, just to make a little scene. Okay, I'll go and put some stems in and talk again soon. Having fun, guys. Now, I couldn't resist the urge of going back into this tree and having a little play around, putting a little bit of orange fungus in, because you've got a tree hanging over water. You're highly likely to have fungus, and this tree is incredibly grey, so let's give it a little bit of colour. And once again, I'm not rubbing back, taking out the ink from underneath, because this substrate allows me to just push it away and then leave colour behind. Like I said, it's like freaking magic. This is so fun. But they are it is way clever. It's absolutely brilliant. Just little bits of fungus. I like fungus, yes I do. I like fungus, yes I do. Yes I do. I hope you've heard the little boy with the pizza commercial, otherwise you'd be thinking that I'm no, not insane, you'd fully understand that I've got alcohol wafting up into my nostrils at a ridiculously inebriating level. And yes, I believe in masks, but not when you're trying to get a message across on a little iPhone to the people that would benefit from this the most. Well, us and spray painters, but right now I'm thinking about us alcohol inkers. Okay, do you think that's enough? You do? Well, I don't. I think I want to put some on the roof. I actually don't know whether roots get fungus on them, but on this planet they do. That's about it, I think. As far as the demo goes, I better get it out of that light. Oh, actually, I'm not sure whether that looks like fungus at all, or we might even call it a tiger tree. I mean, you know, it is the planet Ergon Zergon. On that fungus in the rings, I left it in little areas around there, but the rings just did not sit right with me. I'm happy with that now, and I mean, with this paper you can just go in and draw something else over the top. I might even change those pillars of stone to a forest tomorrow, but it's way too late in Australia right now, so we shall see. Bye, happy painting. Oh look, I couldn't help myself. I've got a cup of coffee, well, a cup of hot chocolate actually, because I'm about to hop into bed, made, and instead of having that while it's lovely and hot, I had to turn the pillars of rocks into an intimation of a forest. Looks a little bit like green wheat, but anyway, to me it's a forest. And it just shows you how quickly you can change whatever you need to or want to change on this paper. Now, if I got alcohol right now and tipped it over the top and gave it a wipe, I could start something completely new. I'm not going to, because I quite like this little piece, but I have done it over and over again, and I'll do some little examples of that for you. But this could just go on forever. This is amazing. Okay, this is a genuine and serious good night. Sleep well. God bless. Night. Good morning, everybody. I got up this morning, and as I do, I just had to play with this again. I changed the colour of the trees because they were just too bright. And I've added some mist, which takes a little bit of the brightness off, but it also gives you more of that being around a waterfall type feeling. So I'm going to leave it at this now, but as you can see, this paper just allows you to do anything you want. I would call it white glass, not ceramic tile. It's far more beautiful than a ceramic tile. This is really exciting. I hope everybody gets to enjoy it. Okay, this is the finished piece. I'm not going to do any more on this. I have plenty of others to start on, but this demonstration pretty clearly shows you what a wonderfully versatile substrate this is. You can redo and redo and redo, and it's so resilient. It will just keep letting you change and start again as much as you want. Now, on a serious note, I can see this being a very, very important player in bringing alcohol inking into galleries, competing with or sitting alongside oil painting, mixed media, most of the traditional materials that you see used in art in galleries. So far, alcohol inking hasn't been recognised as an official product. It is well and truly on its way, and it will soon be a genre all on its own. I'm looking forward to this. It's a beautiful product. It's a serious product. It's not just a crafting tool. It is an art material, and now we have the perfect art substrate to use alcohol ink on and very, very easily frame. And there's actually some systems coming up on mounting it so that it is gallery ready with lovely thick edges. I'll fill you in as I find out more.